Well, how much access should political parties have to your personal information? Should there be more limits? Big questions remain today after an email from the office of Immigration Minister Jason Kenney went out to gay and lesbian voters. Some recipients don't understand how their sexual orientation had landed them on a list. Their information was automatically sent to Kenney's email address when they signed a petition on another LGBT issue. That's for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered people. Does contacting a politician mean they can contact you about other issues down the road? Should there be more restrictions on how they use your data? Well, joining me now is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Immigration Minister, Rick Dykstra, the NDP Critic for Digital Issues, Charmaine Bourg, and Liberal MP, Joyce Murray. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Well, Rick, same question. Yeah. Do the Liberals and other political parties, does everyone make use of this kind of, I'll call it data mining, to collecting personal information to keep in contact with people who might share like-minded ideas, who might be able to be raised money from? I didn't put that right, but you could raise money from them?
Yeah, well, I think all parties want to stay in contact with people, but a norm would be to have a checkbox and say if you receive the person's information through a petition, for example, to send an email saying, would you like to receive information and on what issues, and if you would like not to be on our list, check here. So I think it's interesting that there might be a committee looking at that, what does cross the line. But what I want to say is what really crosses the line is for a Conservative minister in a government that has presided over a lot of undermining of the LGBT community to come out and do this tactic. And I think the community itself is up in arms, and they're actually outraged by this because of the hypocrisy.
Lessons from this government.
Yeah. Okay.
And what this community is saying is, do you think we're stupid to be presenting the Conservative government and the Minister of Immigration as a positive for the GBLT community, when it's that minister himself actually that appointed openly homophobic judges to the refugee board, that's that minister that put forward
that is
Bill
completely
C-31
untrue.
that takes
That's
away the right
that,
to
Joyce,
appeal
you cannot prove
of
in any way, shape, or
refugees
form.
that come from so-called safe countries who may be leaving because that country is not safe for somebody that's from the queer community. So
no
the community
country has made a stronger
really
stand than Canada
arms,
with respect to Iran,
and they don't
and
think
refugees who come to
people
this
will
country
buy
as
it.
they are
Only
gay.
one of you at a time. Let Rick Dykstra respond to that.
You know, that is, Joyce, that is completely offside. To say that the minister, first of all, appoints individuals to the IRB, it is done through a process upon which you never followed, your party never followed when you were in government. These are independently appointed individuals, and they have nothing to do whether or not they support or don't support the gay community.
Okay, let me one last.
Furthermore, it's important to get this out here. If we're going to hear these sweeping allegations, I should at least be able to respond to say how untrue
It's
and not
actually
factual
the community that are making these allegations, not myself.
All right, I want one last quick question, yes or no. Rick Dykstra, should there be a study into the appropriateness of communications and the protection of people's privacy when they contact politicians?
Look, there are privacy concerns that always exist. It doesn't matter what level of government or what part of the private sector you're in or what part of the government you're involved with. Privacy needs to be respected, but there is also, in this day and age, with respect to social media and our ability to speak with our constituents,
so is that a yes or a no?
We absolutely need to be able to contact individuals.
Okay, that's a no. Charmaine Bourg?
Well, yes, I do think we need to be looking at privacy within the digital era in a very large way. I mean, we need to look at how companies are using our personal information, and we need to be looking forward and acting proactively for these measures and not falling behind.
Joyce Murray?
Yes, and Chris, I was the minister responsible for the Freedom of Information and Personal Privacy Act in British Columbia for over a year. I know how deeply people care about the privacy of their personal information, and it is always appropriate to update how we are handling personal information in a changing world.
I have to leave it there. Thank you to Rick Dykstra, Charmaine Bourg, and Joyce Murray joining me from the foyer of the House of Commons.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Well, we've got lots more on this story.